What's up, guys? That Really Gross Guy here. We are back with kind of a surprise update today that I was not expecting. But without further ado, we're going to get on in and we are going to take a look at a deluxe skin that just came out. There was also the hard mode, I guess you would say, that came out with the recent update as well. So it is the Steel Path, this crazy hard mode that they started introducing. Give a little bit added difficulty to the game with some rewards. I believe they're all cosmetic, but anyways, that is going to be something I look more into in a future episode. But today, the deluxe skin we are going to be taking a look at is the Khora Urushu. I'm pretty sure I'm pronouncing that right. The Khora Urushu skin that I at first was a bit unsure about. And seeing the concept art and kind of looking at that, I got more and more hyped about it. I was like, you know what? I'm down. I'm pretty happy and satisfied with the aesthetic. And then as we got it in game, I was a bit unsure again. So anyways, we're going to jump on in. We are going to take a look. It's definitely not bad. I'm just trying to figure out how to go about making it fit my aesthetic, I guess you could say. But here we go. We have Khora. Let me try to get this so that there we go, so that we can show off the skin for the most part in good shapes and forms and all that good stuff without things getting in the way. The pistol, you know, will it's soon do its thing, but best way for us to take a look at it. So this is the default color scheme, which you can see here. Very rosy, like red flowers. They're not quite roses, but anyways. Then we have a little bit of floral stuff on her arm, both arms actually. A little bit of like grassy-like, aesthetics up on her shoulder and over here by her personality. There is a little bit of clippage up here. I'm not too crazy hate it. I don't hate it. I mean, it's clipping, so it's unfortunate, but I wish it wasn't there, but it is. We got some a little bit of aesthetic back here with this interesting like drapey piece that's on her backside. Not a signed on. A signed on will be up here, so this is its own aesthetic tied to the skin. You can see it wraps around her waist and all that good stuff. So, as potential for you to just toss on a Sayandana on top of that. And there is no Sayandana with the bundle that you can purchase. We'll take a look at that in just a second. But I do think some of these Sayandanas do fit pretty well, including the Sumba, which comes with the Grendel. I think it kind of has a little bit of a floral kind of look, like petals or something. So I think that fits pretty well. But just kind of my aesthetic. You'll see that on one of my fashion frame type deals here in just a little bit. But if we want to take a look at the bundle itself, it's actually pretty good. 225 platinum will get you the skin, which you can individually purchase for 165. You can see it here. Of course, we're going to take a deeper look at it here in just a second, in multiple color schemes. But also, you get this really awesome Venari skin. So her Kavat that she personally has gets this unique skin that is tied in with this aesthetic. But fear not. If you are interested in taking the skin and using it on other Kavats, you can also do that. It's not specific to her Venari, but the idea of her being the cat mom came with the cat aesthetic, the new aesthetic for the cat, the Kavat. So that's really interesting. I'm pretty happy with the fact that we doubled up. We got a deluxe skin for Khora, but then at the same time we got a Kavat skin, which is pretty interesting. We'll take a look at the skin as the Kavat skin here in a little bit as well. And I have a little bit of a nitpick, which some of you guys may not agree with, or it might just be my aesthetic, but we'll take a look at that in just a moment. And a couple different colors, color patterns. Not patterns, but colors for her Kavats. So, and then the Varatia Blade and Whip skin. I am actually really excited about this. I would purchase this bundles just for this skin. I think it looks absolutely fantastic. I love it. This may end up on every single one of my Blade and Whips because its aesthetic is just that fantastic. So glad I got this, picked this up. And had it in my inventory to play around with. I do want to throw out there that because there is no Warframe partnership, this is not an ad. I purchased this skin 100% with my own platinum. I also purchased an extra Khora just to do some fashion framing, so it's cost me close to 700 actually over 700 platinum, because I bought some fashion frame slots. It would be greatly appreciated if you guys drop a like on the video, help it get out there, help it get seen, and help the channel grow. Just that little bit extra would mean the world to me. I'm gonna continue bringing this stuff to you guys because I enjoy the game, whether there is a partnership or not, whether I make it to the program, the creator program or not. I'm still going to cover content for this game. So yeah, feel free to subscribe, drop a like, would be greatly appreciated. But moving on, we will straight up get in and take a deeper look at the skin, different color schemes, and you know, enjoy it, because it is good. Whether I'm on the fence about it or not for my aesthetic, it is a pretty good skin all around. The like leg, what would you call these? I mean, anyways, there's like a pantyhose, but they're like, yeah, anyways, females, I don't know your attire and how you call your things, but they look really awesome with this like floral design up here. Very cool. The feet on a lot of the frames, and I'm not one of those people that's like, ooh, feet. They've been getting creative with some of the feet, and I like the idea that it's almost I don't know, it's though all the weight and focus is on her toes, which is a really interesting kind of design. It's so you got like high heels and you got no heels. This is a no heel boot. Anyways, interesting kind of design. The hand designs and all that stuff that flow in from like her aesthetic on her arm is really interesting. Just the pattern and all that stuff is great. Very good. Helmet I'll get into as we kind of go through the fashion frame process, because while I think it is very like interesting and very I don't know, there's a lot of detail to it. There's a lot I like about it, but the bulkiness kind of draws the eye a bit, and it kind of bothers me. But at the same time, when I just sit and stare at it, I go, wow, they put a lot of time and effort making that just look so good that it hurts to know that it's I don't know, it's really bulky. Anyways, let's get in. Let's go Venari first. Let's check out the appearance. This is the default Venari color scheme. And my biggest critique about it, I like a lot about this skin, but my biggest critique is I wish this piece that covers the head was like a collar that you could add, or just an appearance part that you could add and subtract. Because I feel like the head and these like, the fangs and all that stuff look so good. Very interesting, but I feel like this is very out there and bulky. And because it's the same color, you know, if I were to change, oh wait, wrong one. If I were to change this one up to something different, it changes all of it. Kind of bothers me. I wish I could change the head and neck and all that separately from that back piece, but that's just me. That's just my critique for the skin. Other than that, when it comes to like the lines and this piece that kind of matches Khora, very cool, very interesting. The little metallics and all that stuff. The metal pieces that stick out all over here, giving her this really aggressive kind of spiky look. Back here is really cool. Just the paws as well, really intricate. Love it. But like I said, the biggest drawback for me is how kind of crazy this is. I don't know. Some of you guys might love it, and I'm sure many of you do, because it is interesting. It's very out there, so it's got to grow on me, I guess. So there we go, Venari. Let me just actually jump over. This is one of my basic color schemes that matches my Khora. If I wanted to swap this one over, this is what I would get. Like I said, because all of this is the same color, it kind of hurts me a little bit. I wish I could change that up. And then jumping over to this one, a little bit more gold, a little bit more on the Orican side, but strays away from it. But this does it for me. Like I said, I still wish there was a little bit less craziness going on up here, but I do like this a lot. And then jumping in, this last one is kind of my Beetleborg Khora. I think it does all right. I'm not in love with this brownish color that ended up over here, so that's something I would probably change. Actually, let's just play around with that real quick. If I took that brown, turned it something different, then I suppose I could love it and enjoy it a little bit more. The problem is that brown matches my Khora, so I do something like that. The brown matches my Khora, so I just didn't want to change it. But anyways, there's some potential in there. Curious to know what you guys think. If you guys like it, if you guys don't, let me know. And then, of course, the main focus, we'll get over to Khora. Let's take a look at the appearance, default color scheme. I'm going to slam through some of these pretty quickly. But yeah, some of them are mostly because I just transferred them over from my previous skins, and I'm not too in love with them. This covers up a little bit, but I don't want to remove all my attachments and all that stuff just for a really quick look. I don't know the color scheme coming from my basic. This is my Beetleborg Khora. Switching back. There we go. It's kind of my Beetleborg Khora. I don't know. I don't want to remove the attachment, so that's how it is. This one, same thing, was kind of like a magma berry, magma Khora mama. Covered up a little bit. But she originally kind of looks like that. So this is one of those skins that I didn't want to take my original fashion frames for Khora. This one actually looks really good. I didn't really want to take my original fashion frames from Khora and transfer them over and never use the original Khora skin again, because even though this one I actually think looks really good, I've been using this one so long that I've kind of fallen in love with it. So that's kind of how it is. These ones are kind of misses in terms of color schemes, in my opinion. We'll get to some ones that I think look really good here in just a moment. But this one doesn't look too bad. It kind of tickles my fancy, we'll say. It inspires me to kind of play around with the colors and make this work. Maybe brighten up this like dark desert tan kind of look. The red rosy kind of color, not as bright and vibrant, and I think it actually helps it give it a little texture and makes it look kind of good. But of course, you guys could decide for yourself. The gold metallics I think look pretty cool. It gives it kind of that ancient Orokin kind of vibe, which I'm down with. You guys probably know that I'm a big fan of the Orokin aesthetic, but swapping over, going with something bluish, kind of crazy. This one just straight up transferred from this, which looks okay. It's not a great color scheme, but the reason why I actually cut this color scheme around was because I actually think it makes a really good Khora Mithra. If you are interested, I do have a quick look at Khora Mithra. If you would like, that will be in the outro or the card up in the corner. If you want to take a look at a Tenojin skin, I know not everyone's on board with Tenojin, so feel free to take a look at it if you are. Jumping over something much more green, maybe even poisony, like poison ivy kind of design. For those of you who, are into comics, or maybe not even, you just like the idea of greenery, kind of forest-like aesthetics, making something a little bit more toxic or poisonous. That looks pretty interesting to me. I stopped here on this one because I thought I could play around with that idea of poison ivy and make something really cool with it. The metallic color, not really my taste, but all in all, the other ones I like. So I could make this work. I could definitely make this work. Even kind of make it a watery color. That would make sense for something, something that is still nature and feel. But anyways, I'll play around with that at some point. And then jumping over to my others, I'm going to probably burn through this one fairly quickly because these are color schemes that I transferred over and I'm not in love with all that much. This is where the Sayandana, I said, kind of matches her aesthetic pretty good, looks pretty good. Up to you if you want to match the Sayandana with her if you get her. But we'll roll over, we'll check out the B slot. Something interesting, gives me some hope that the dark, like black roses, very like gothic, I thought would be really interesting to play around with, so I want to play around with this skin. This gives me like feminine, gothic, almost like Victorian feels, and I love it. Like a Victorian Khora. I think I'm gonna make a Victorian Khora out of this skin. That would be really really cool in my opinion. This one I still wanted to get a little bit of like a I don't want to say a poisonous feel, but still kind of stick with that like poison ivy kind of look, but more along the lines of like red roses, like roses with their thorns. You know, the green being the stems and the roses or flowers being nice and red. What's there's a flower that starts with a C or something. Anyways, we'll get off that topic. Anyways, good aesthetic, looks really good. Definitely something I could play around with and make work. I don't know, up to you guys. A little bit more feminine, got some pink in there, darker textury kind of flowers. I keep saying roses, but they're not really roses. Very interesting, something I could work with. But I don't know. If it's for you, if you want the pink, maybe not. Keep going. This one, a little bit more dark, but with like pinkish reds as metallics. This kind of purplish pink kind of flower color up here. I feel like there is some room to make this look good. I figured I'd just show it to you guys in case this inspires you. That's what the whole series is about, is that inspiration for your fashion framing. And of course, to make you decide whether or not you want the skin or not. So I hope it does help. This I jumped over, still kind of has that kind of poisony feel. Maybe just a totally different jungle. Does that make sense? This orangish kind of flowers are pretty interesting with this greenery. Maybe the brightish gold kind of reminds you of the sun. I don't know. Something you could work with. I think it's interesting, but definitely needs work. Hopefully it inspires you to maybe seek that out. And then lastly, and these are the ones that I actually these are the ones I was actually excited to start working with. This is the Deluxe. We'll do some randomizations here in a little bit. This one definitely needs some work. This one I specifically left to kind of show you something when it comes to coloring the flowers. But the watery color I think fits really well with her legs. The green is something I'm going to change. We'll see how that works, this lighter green. The dark green I feel like fits in pretty well. So I feel like this is a very naturey feel, a very, a nice lush place for flowers to grow kind of feel. And it's interesting. But what I really want to point out is the color of the flowers and how drastic they can be, which can really kind of give your build a focus. So, of course, the reds we were talking about earlier, the really nice, vibrant reds for the flowers are really, really nice. Get into something much more pink that looks also just as gorgeous, a nice pink flower. You can get two different colors, variations of pink. Well, you can get many different colors, but here's two of them just to show you, which might inspire you in a totally different direction. A little bit more purple, not really for me, but maybe for someone out there. Blue roses, maybe you wanted to do something a little bit more abstract with her floral design, you could do that. The lighter blue I like, the really light blue I like as well. Getting into the greens, maybe that's for you, not really for me. Yellows are alright. This really like sandy yellow. It's a little bit more interesting. This one too. Maybe it's not your aesthetic, but I feel like that's a whole nother road you could go down for actually customizing your Khora build, your Khora fashion frame. So, and then white even looks kind of pretty. I don't know. Maybe it's for some of you guys. Maybe you want to do like an icy flower kind of look. That'd be pretty interesting. And then there's the blacks. There's kind of these darker looks and all that stuff. But I figured just going down this little scale could maybe help with that inspiration if you're going to pick up this skin or not. Maybe that helps, especially if you have lots and lots of color palettes to play around with. You can really nail that pink if you want it. You can, well, that sounded, just don't take that, Nope, don't take that out of context. You can get the blues proper if you wanted, if you really wanted to do something crazy. The whites, there's some definite potential here, especially if you want to go into like some more green palettes, stuff with the green in it, even shamrock. If you have it, you can get a crazy green. I don't know. But let's finish this off. Look at the last few color schemes. This one, the colors give me a lot of inspiration to play around with this. Maybe the colors aren't in the right spot. Remember I said I really like the legs in like that lighter blue. Maybe I swapped these both. And the color inspires me. So There's potential here. I like it. I like it. I'll do something with it. We'll see. Jumping over this one as well, just a lot more vibrant. If you really want that vibrant kind of feel, there's a lot of potential here. I kind of stopped at this one because this kind of maroon really is interesting. Almost the maroon and teal together are very interesting. So I think there's a lot of potential with this this color scheme as well. If I were to swap this, maybe, yeah, you know what? If I were to go with like a color like that, I might even go a little bit further with the full customization, getting the exact color scheme I want. But I think that looks good together. Anyways, we'll move on. Potential there. And then E-slot, once again, something a little bit darker, but definitely with the colors, might be needed to be tweaked, but that really inspires me. I like this color scheme, and I could feel like I could do something with it. So maybe you like that. Maybe you like kind of that darker kind of look. A little Victorian, we'll say. And then lastly, something that, once again, it's kind of goes back to one of the other ones, a little bit of a poisony feel, some orange flowers, which could definitely be swapped out if you really wanted to. But I feel like that green there's a good spot for that green for maybe a color like that. Good spot, you know. I don't know. Maybe if you want to stick with that red, you could do the red, the dark textury red or the brighter red. It's up to you. But I think there's some potential there. But anyways, I don't want the video to go too long, so I think I'm going to leave it there. We'll do quick randomizations, very quick, random colors. I found it pretty easy to actually come across at least some inspiration when it comes to the randomizer. I didn't necessarily find too many that I was like, oh, I absolutely am not going to change that whatsoever. That it looks okay. A little bit of changes maybe with the flowers. There was nothing I stopped on and said, perfect. But there were some, like that kind of stopped me, maybe take a second look at it, and inspired me a little bit. So, for instance, I think that one I'm going to hold on to because I feel like I can make it work. And let's come over here. Let's go and maybe tweak another one of these. I think I'm going to send this one on its way. I have too many that were similar to that one, so let's keep going. I don't know. I'm curious to see what you guys think. Like I said, a like on the video would be greatly appreciated. I hate to reemphasize that, but this channel is still growing. Some partners are not really covering Warframe as much anymore, and that's fine. That's their thing. I just want to let you know that Warframe is not going anywhere on this channel. So if you are nervous that content, you guys might not be updated with content as often with the partner program going away, fear not. I don't necessarily cover every single little update, but I try my best to get you guys, some information that comes out, so you guys can check it out as we go. And especially, I know a lot of you guys really digging these quick looks and fashion frames, so I figured I would continue that pattern and make that happen for you guys. So I think that's going to be it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I felt like this one had a little bit of potential that I could work with. I even kind of like it as is, but we'll see. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys did enjoy this video, and I hope to see you guys again in the next one. Blah!